Live coconut. Hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Venture Maidens. Oh my gosh, we're still here. The last episode didn't kill us. Amazing. I'm super
We're not
happy.
dead yet.
We're not dead yet. We're gonna go for a walk tonight in episode 76. Wow. Hi everybody. It's me, Celeste. I'm gonna be your dungeon master tonight.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at feeds.
I was
reading
like, are you gonna go on?
I was looking at feats because we did level last time, so everybody's doing that pre-level hustle. But yeah,
Like
who are you?
now. Sorry. I'm Brittany Quintero. I'm playing Arnett Elithil, the Moon Elf Warlock, who's picking a feat. Sorry.
Shopping for feats. What up?
Yes. Shit.
Who's next?
Oh, sorry. We're all fucking up today.
Maidens.
Nervous. We're all nervous. Hi, I'm Katie. I'm playing Fair Valin, the tiefling sorceress who is now tough.
Yay, feats.
For real. I'm Nassim Etemad, your human monk who is finally mobile.
Yay!
Yeah.
Wow, I'm loving all these feats. Throw them at me.
That's the weird thing about multi-classing is because your feats come at weird points, not along with
Yeah.
everyone else,
Yeah.
generally, unless you level up in groups of 4. But nonetheless, I am your Candescent Cleric, Carbonhilda,
Oh my gosh.
aka Sage.
Candescent, what does that even mean?
Glowing, luminous.
Wow, toilet paper words. Awesome. Wow. I am very excited. Thank you, probably, Annabelle. We are so cute. We are cute, and we are ready to play some fucking D&D. But before we can do that, we have to go over what happened last time, because some stuff happened that was very big and important. So tell me, Maidens, what was it? What happened?
Yes, we returned from our trying. First we went to confront. I went to confront Jem and be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And we followed up soon afterwards. Arnadil discovered that there was the arcane sigil of Dominate Monster on the palm of Jem. Hold on, someone is banging on my door. I'll be right back.
Bang, bang, bang. Somebody pick it up.
On Jem's palm.
Yes.
Yeah, and she told us that she looked into it and she found out that she had helped a little girl like 8 hours before. And we were like, that's really weird, but we couldn't figure out any more information. We kind of had like some thoughts going around. And then we ended up going back and preparing for this fancy dinner that we didn't want to go to.
Yes.
Super Aki.
Oh God, yeah, and they had like all those like horribly tiny little dishes and everything that leave you super hungry still. And then I believe in the middle of everything, the Tsarina stood up after she got some information and excused herself, and her hubby was not happy. And Saye went off and
Did my eavesdrop thing.
Yeah, super sneaks. And there was like a heated moment between her and Ravain, and she was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh yes.
And then
you couldn't have just sent a message,
Sir.
And then I think Saye went back after that and took a bath.
Yeah, I just kind of dipped out because nothing was going on at that dinner. I was like, I'll wait for the maidens to like come to me and I'll tell them what happened. I didn't expect anything else to go down, and I needed some alone time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
We all spend so much time with each other. It's just like, oh, your face again.
Oh, wow, rude.
It's like 4 days after convention. You're like, oh, I need to be alone.
Don't want to talk to anyone.
If you're not a dog, get away from me.
You're still here.
And we were forced to sit through the rest of very awkward dinner after the Tsar reared in, was like, everyone will stay and we'll have a great time. Fun is mandatory. And the guards started to impose themselves in a little bit. And we're like, okay, I guess we'll just hang out here until this is done. Then afterwards, we all, after that terrible ordeal, got in our jammies, in our slippers, and had some relaxing baths and facial masks. And then we, as part of our slumber party fun, went to go look around the castle to try and find Isolde because we wanted to talk to her more. But she had been gone for several hours, perhaps with the Tsarina, to talk or chat or whatever. We're like, let's go find her and see what's going on. And as we were running about the halls, there was an earthquake, and suddenly Kara and Farah were just broken as the magic was sapped from the very core of their beings, and it was awful. And then stars started to fall from the sky. It was really apocalyptic.
And then like a few moments later, they felt like themselves again, and the stars came back as well. We don't really know what the fuck just happened.
And
I think we went into a black hole and now we're in another dimension.
Conspiracy.
Conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory number 4.
And this happened across Phelan. It was very clear as we heard screaming and crying and then sounds of relief once everything seemed to come back to normal. And here we are, standing in the hallway.
Do you remember the very last thing that happened?
Yes, our hands started to burn.
Yeah,
we were being taken to the sisters.
Yes.
Meeting.
Whoa! Group conference call now. Right now. Yeah. So that is where we are picking up today. In the wake, it's still that evening. It was just midnight when all of this had happened. The earthquake had started. Stars begun to fall from the sky. Everything was in chaos, and you were cut off from your divine magic without explanation before everything just suddenly sprang back. It's like the world just bounced back from everything that happened. And you had been outside in the courtyard observing the sky and all of this happening, and kind of confused and wondering what the hell was going on when suddenly your palms had begun to burn. And you get that familiar feeling that the Sisters of Sorrow are trying to reach out to you. So as you all stand kind of in this clustered group, suddenly you're no longer in the courtyard. Again, it's like you just blink your eyes and you're somewhere else, in the way that some of you have already experienced how it is when the Sisters of Sorrow kind of call you into their domain. And you find yourself standing in, well, sort of that familiar place. You know, when you've spoken to them before, you've been summoned to this sort of like parlor, like lounge room that's usually full of like these stuff, overstuffed chairs and just so much clutter and stuff. And like, imagine like your grandmother's sewing room is where you usually are. And as you look at this room, it's the same, but it looks like a tornado has come through here. Like chairs are toppled over, furniture is broken, books and tchotchkes just like cover the floor here. You see that the door is like open on its hinges, and in one of these piles you recognize the form of Lachesis, as she is kind of hunched over again in this like deep black robe with this hood, and her face is sort of hidden in shadow. And she seems to be ruffling through some stuff, sweeping things up into a dustpan, and kind of turns towards you all looking just frazzled. So Farah, I think you're the only one who's new to this.
Yep, and they're definitely her gods. So she's wishing she wore the brown pants, we'll say. But I think she like initially just like mouth open and kind of starts to like bow, then curtsy, and then like think about going to her knees, and then she just like stands up like just a board straight, and she looks at all of you guys and she's like, is that what
Yep.
what's happening?
Oh, I am so sorry to call you here in this. I would offer you drinks, but I don't. And she like stands up and she's like has a dustpan in her hand and is kind of looking around the room. She's like, I can't find the teapot. Everything is just a mess. Oh, Farah dear, it is so lovely to see you. And as she looks at you, again, it's very strange. Her face, like, at one minute she looks like a 30-year-old woman, and the next she looks 90 years old, and then the next she's like a teenager looking at you as this like these shadows flicker across her face, and it's impossible to determine what she actually looks like. But she sort of waves the dustpan welcomingly at you.
Oh, okay. Cool. No, this is cool. Can I help you with anything? Can we?
Yes. Clotho and Atropis are taking care of things, but clearly things are not right now, or with the gods, or any of this, and we needed to expend some of our power to get you here to issue a warning. Something horrible is happening, and it's imperative that all of you stop it.
Yeah, so we've heard. We're trying. We're on it.
Yeah, and she goes over and she just kind of like, she has the dustpan that's full of stuff, and she's looking around maybe for like a trash can, but everything in here has just been destroyed, and she can't seem to find one, so she just sort of puts it like down on the floor.
This poor woman.
Yeah.
Do you have any information on what just happened?
Well, the facts are still coming in. My sisters and I, amongst the other gods, are desperately trying to figure out how this could have happened. But, well, one of our number has been felled. And everything has been thrown out of balance. Nerul is coming in. He has been slain.
Oh, fuck. Rem killed her uncle or dad or something.
I don't know. We're still, again, like I said, figuring out details, but a god has died. And I'm not talking like Avatar defeated on Earth has died. And all of this is a result. Gods do not die. If they die, the fabric of everything unravels.
Wait, so if
The
Nerul's the god
irony.
of death, and the god of death died, who's in charge of death? I mean, there are other, and you can see she's just like.
Do you understand now why everything is in upheaval? It's not a good position to be in. There are other gods of death, yes, but every god is integral as part of the network of creation. You kill one, and a whole appears, and reality itself suffers. I'm sure you might have experienced something on your mortal world, yes?
Yeah. Is that the hole in the tapestry that you initially spoke to us about?
No, I mean, if the tapestry was destroyed beyond repair, none of us would be here right now. But let's just say if another god were to die, who knows what would happen? It wouldn't be good up here or down below.
We've been trying to get closer to finding answers, but every time we take a step forward, someone following us, presumably Rem, or who knows, maybe even the Tsarina at this point, is taking us another 2 steps back.
This is and she goes and she's like trying to wrestle like with one of the armchairs to kind of like push it up.
You can see Kara has like kind of like visually is having an epiphany. She's like, wait, you're God. Okay. this is really important. Okay, so we went to.
She's still feebly trying to push up this chair.
Kara will go and help as she's
Okay.
having this moment.
Okay. All right. And then she'll settle down and continue listening to you.
She's like, okay, so there was a time. Okay, so when we went to this arcane sanctum, there was this door that was covered in all of the sigils and wards from all different religions to protect this suit of armor, the Avatar, inside of this vault. You're a god. Do you know when that happened?
Yeah, the minute you say the Avatar, her eyes sort of grow wide, and it's very scary because it's an unnatural wideness, as the she puts together this human guise for all of you, and in that moment, her eyes become this sort of golden shining swirl of past and present and future, and she sort of returns to herself. So the Avatar is free.
Rem has the Avatar.
Oh dear. Well, that would explain it. Yes. Well, you intend to go find it then, and to stop her?
Yeah, well, we need to figure out. I mean, we found out the name of the maker, but
Machinations.
Yes, all the information written in books about Machinations was destroyed. So now we have to go to the Vale to talk to this lady to get all that information she wrote down. Unless you have it, that would save us a lot of time.
I can tell you what I know, though it may not be everything that you need. About 2,000 years ago, there was a wizard, an artificer by the name of Machinations. She was prideful.
Oh, she.
And sought to prove her magic greater than the gods themselves. And so she made this creation, this Avatar, which is the only thing from your mortal world that could harm a god. Of course, when we all heard about it, we put an end to that. We weren't able to destroy the thing with our divine powers, so we buried it in the earth. He sealed it away.
Oh, that's why it was underground.
Yes, and
that
if
makes
it is
sense.
No longer underground, then the world is certainly in peril once again.
She killed me to get to it.
This object, this desecrated thing, we cannot look upon it. We cannot see anyone who is wearing it. We can be harmed by it. So this Rem, if she is inside this thing, the gods have no way to find her.
And she's like a kid of Nerul, so double trouble.
Oh, God. Well, finding Machinations might be the only way to get away to stop this thing. It's even to mortals, it's so powerful. That's why we put it away. No one could have it. No mortals, no gods, nothing. Of course, when Machinations knew that we were onto them, they took the opportunity to flee, and they have not been spotted on the material plane since. But, to our knowledge, no one has ever confronted them. So perhaps they are still out there somewhere, and if you can speak to them, perhaps they have a way to destroy their own creation.
2,000 years ago and they're still alive? Jeez.
Yeah, are they like a lich? What the hell?
A titan.
What? What is that?
Okay, what? Yeah, what is that?
She, sort of looks at you well, it's a little complicated. Sort of like gods, but not quite. The next gen, if you would. Imbued with incredible powers, beings of immense size, magical gifts, talents. Many of them have passed from the world, been slain by you mortals. But a few remain.
Uh-huh.
They were a masterful crafter and wizard. I do not doubt that they could conceal themselves even from us, if with enough warning and full power. If they resist you, they will not be an easy foe to face.
Speaking about facing potentially very terrifying things, one thing that I did notice is all of this was going down when Nurul died, is that our powers kind of disappeared for a little bit there. And I don't know exactly the mechanics and what caused that, but I'm nervous that it might happen again at an important moment.
Honestly, a god has never been killed before. So I don't know. I don't have those answers for you. But I think we can infer that if another one of us was to be injured or harmed, something similar would happen again. We have a tentative grasp over you mortals. That is why we cannot appear in your world and enact our will there. We have to work through you. And if we are damaged, we cannot forge that link to you all. You understand? It takes all of our power to reach out to you all, to bring you here, even for this briefest time, is exerting power we simply may not have if things continue in this direction.
Is there any place for you guys to hide or put some sort of defense if you're powerless against this thing? I mean, it's coming. For all we know, it's coming after more of you.
I mean, this is our sanctum. This is our little pocket of reality, I suppose you would say, and all the gods have their own. We will certainly now be on watch against this thing. Even though it can harm us, we will not make it an easy fight. I do not know how this Rem managed to fell such a powerful god, but we will be ready and vigilant. But, in the interest of all that, if you could get this done, and quickly, that would be for the good of us all, and the cosmos. Your role in all of this is certainly becoming clearer by the day.
Okay.
No pressure or anything. Kara has this like placid look of fuck me on her face.
Yeah, and Lakeisha's like, her face goes into this very sympathetic sort of expression as she's looking at you all.
Wait, so where are the other two of you?
They are helping. Some of the other gods had it much worse than we did. Those closer to Nurul's domain are feeling its effects a lot more strongly. We got mostly aftershocks here. Our domains are quite dissimilar, so... sorry, Britt, you looked like you had a question? You had a finger?
I did, but I'm also trying to remember if you already said something about this, but Arnold's going to ask, have you guys ever... I know, like, not everybody gets to meet you guys, but did you guys ever meet Rem the way they met us?
No. It is very rare for us to speak to mortals. We haven't even spoken to Isolde, who has served us dutifully for years. I mean, Farah, you yourself know this is quite unusual.
Yep. Very aware. Hyper aware. Happy to be here.
The four of you are exceptional for some reason. You play a role in all of this. With our knowledge, we can see that. Rem never prescribed to our religion, per se. Many of this organization you call the Sisters of Sorrow don't. Some of their leaders have believed in us and served us, but mostly they enact, well, the will of what they think is right upon the material plane. It does not matter to us if people are assassinated or battles are won, or... That is a human construction.
Me.
Send our regards to your sisters, and please be safe. Thank you for bringing us here so that we can clear up what the fuck just happened. Excuse my language. But if there's anything else, anything that can help us on our way to the Vale, make the trip easier, faster, we should be on our way.
Yes, we have taken a significant blow to our power. It will take us some time to recover. So there's nothing more I can do for you other than issue this warning and bid you haste. Be well. Many worlds hang upon your shoulders now. And as you all blink your eyes, you're gone. And you find yourselves back again under that midnight sky with the stars now back firmly in their places. And still those throngs of people in the courtyard, I mean, you were only gone for like a second in real time. They're just still looking up at the sky and like muttering to themselves and just wondering what the hell happened.
Well, time to get a good night's rest, I guess, before we go save the world. Kara says sarcastically.
You guys sleep when you see them? That was okay. This is new. Okay. I need a drink before bed. Nightcap, everybody.
I mean, that sounds pretty good, actually.
Kara, it's about this time you get a little signal in your brain that I don't know if anybody has ever sent you the message spell, but you have a feeling that somebody's trying to message you.
She squints her eyes skeptically, but is like, okay.
Okay. All right, then the message you receive, you could tell it's Isolde's voice, and she sounds fucking frantic, and tired and messed up, and she's like, "Are you all right? Grab your things, meet me at the teleportation circle in the throne room. Hurry, we're running out of time."
Yeah, after taking this in, you see Kara hold out her arms and she's like, "Wait, no, Isolde sent a magic thing and we gotta get her shit and we gotta go. We gotta go probably to Northpoint. We gotta meet at the teleportation circle."
If you want, you can send her back a 25-word message. As per the third level message spell.
We're fine. We'll pack up shit soon. See you in a bit.
Okay. Nice 12 words. Keeping it short, keeping it simple.
Efficient.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So with that, heading back to the rooms, grabbing your shit.
Yeah. Packing up, getting on the road again.
I'm taking the robe with me.
Yeah. Take the robe,
right in that
take
bag
the tiny soap, take the soap that's carved like fairies, the little chocolates, everything
Bottles
from the
of
wine
lotion.
bar. Yeah. The little mini bar. You deserve that nightcap at some point. All right.
We'll get there.
Sweet. So you want to grab your stuff and head to the teleportation circle? Excellent. And as you're making your way through the halls, again, they are just crowded with people. Like, so people who were sleeping are now awake, because they had their magic zapped from them or heard people screaming. So the halls are actually really hard to get through at this point as people are just kind of milling about. And now, like, guards are, like, walking down the aisles like, okay, like, everybody go back. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Just go back to your beds. Like, as people are freaking out. So it's super easy for you all to get back to your rooms without, attracting any attention. You're just 4 more people in the mass of, like, panicked souls. And you can grab your stuff and then head on back over to the reception chamber that you first arrived in. And as you step inside, you hear voices coming from one of those smaller chambers where Saya, you saw the teleportation circle.
Is everyone there? Like the Tsarina and what's his name, Ravain?
You want to go poke your head in?
Yeesh.
Yeah. Yeah, so as you stand inside, you do see the Tsarina is there, Isolde is there, and Ravain is also standing there. Both the Tsarina and Isolde look messed up. Like, they're pale, like, just wide-eyed. They look very similar to the way Farah and Kara sort of look after the night's events. And they turn towards you. And Isolde's like, oh, I'm so glad you're all right. I don't know what's going on, but we need to get out of here.
Agreed.
Are you okay? And she's like looking down all of you and like holding out her like kind of shaky hands, like with like heal spells, like ready to go.
Farah just takes her hands in hers and she's like, that was fucking nuts and scary, but we're okay. Everything came back, so we're okay.
Okay.
We had a chat with the sisters, but we'll tell you about that later.
Yeah, and she goes wide-eyed. She's like, yes, I would very much like to hear that, but and then the Tsarina kind of turns towards all you, and she's like, I'm afraid we have to cut this short. Ravain's actions coming here and everything in the middle of this. Well, and he kind of sheepishly looks around. You also see that he has a black eye.
Drama.
Question: we haven't had the chance to talk with the Tsarina about what happened in the library, right?
No, you haven't.
Yeah. Okay. Madam, are you coming with us?
I cannot. Though, whatever is happening, clearly the scope of this has gone beyond what we have expected. I've put this together for you, and she hands like a bag over. It looks like a nice satchel. There are some items here that I've pulled from my personal stores. I hope they will assist you. I don't know what's happening, but clearly it needs to be stopped.
Before we head out, you should probably know, since we haven't had the chance to update you yet, someone sabotaged our trip to the library. I don't know how they managed to get a hold of your assistant, Jem, but she was under someone's influence, and she gave us... she sent us down there with a trap that essentially destroyed the evidence we needed to learn more about what we're after.
Whatever is
all she could remember was it was a little girl, without any more details besides that.
What's that piece of paper?
Pull it out of my satchel or my
Isolde
bag
has
of
it,
holding.
actually.
Oh yeah, we gave it to her. That's right.
Yes, Isolde mentioned something about this. I will, of course, investigate everything I can. If I turn up anything that would be helpful, I will let you know. She nods, sort of at Isolde. But for now, you must go before the Tsar figures out what we're doing.
Okay.
I wish you luck. And she kind of hands off the bag to whoever will take it.
I grab it.
Okay. She kind of ushers you all into the teleportation circle, and Ravain and her exchange like eye contact and a nod, and then she like touches the edge of the circle, and you all begin to glow. That familiar feeling of being lifted up in an like a particle elevator comes over you all. So, you all appear in another familiar room. Here, the air is hot. Windows are currently open. You see yourselves in the chamber at Northpoint.
Oh, I love this place.
Isolde just sort of sighs and kind of takes a moment to like, she looks around and then sort of sits just on the floor because there aren't any benches or anything. And Ravain looks at all of you. What's going on?
Oh, fuck. Where do we even begin?
A war has started, essentially, against the gods.
And Isolde from the floor, I'm sorry, can you clarify?
The god in the rule is dead.
Gods can't die.
They can with
fake
the
that.
avatar, which Rem has.
Why? And
The sisters told us that this thing, they buried it. The gods 2,000 years ago learned about this sorcerer mage who wanted to prove their power and built this thing that was powerful enough to bring down a god. And they themselves couldn't eliminate the thing, so they sealed it away underground. And that's what they were digging up when we went to investigate, when Rem told us to go after the drow. That's what they were digging up, and that's what she swooped in and took for herself. And that's what's killed Nerul.
And that mage is a titan who we might have to fight.
Named Minitios. And we're like the prophetic kids who gotta run around and fix this shit somehow.
Just sort of laughing on the floor.
Car just like throws her arms up in the air and is like, yup, what is our life now?
Ravain, would you, it's been a long night. I don't think I can deal with much more of this until we all get some rest. And make our plans to head off, I suppose, in the morning. And he's like, yeah, sure. And he's like, kind of like leans down to Isolde and sort of like picks her up by an elbow, and she's like, yeah, okay. He's like, the rooms here aren't amazing, but they're serviceable if you'll come with me.
Anything's better with a good robe, some fancy lotions, and chocolate-covered strawberries. We'll make it work.
We don't have any. Kind of sees your like bundle size. Oh, I see. Yeah, and he'll lead you down the hallways of this fortress, which again, it's all austere stone, like a very typical like castle, like defensive location. Lead you down some hallways and lead you to a long set of doors that are all these very small, very Spartan rooms. They each have a cot and like an empty chest, like for new recruits, or he'll be like, I'll leave you to it. I'll speak to Sathras and we'll get a band together and start for preparations across the desert.
Woohoo!
Tell him hello.
I shall.
Car turns to Farah because Farah wasn't there. He's like, "Oh, you'll like him. He's really nice."
Oh, I met him.
Oh, wait.
Sathras?
Oh
Sathras
yeah, that's
and
right.
Ravain, yeah.
That's right. Kara's like, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm tired.
Everybody's
You're right. I did like him.
Yeah. And he'll sort of drift away, like not sure what you all need. He'll just kind of excise himself from the situation. And Isolde will just go into one of these rooms and just like collapse.
Yeah. Car does the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's sleepy time. It's been dramatic.
Real.
Word.
Get that long rest on.
Hell yeah.
Do you all have any dreams? How do you feel about everything that happened? Or are you people who like just sleep through anything?
Yeah, I think that Fair is the kind of person who has like really animated and sparkly and bright dreams normally. And I think that, I mean, like everything that happened was crazy, but she just can't get her mind off the feeling of having no magic going through her. Yeah. And she just has nightmares just about like off in the distance. She sees just chaos ensuing. And then around her, it's just gray and bare, and she can't move.
Yeah, fair. These dreams just plague you through the night, and you sleep technically, but it's one of those, those Half-Life sleeps when you finally wake up in the morning. And you see there aren't any curtains on these windows. So like right at dawn, so like 5:45 a.m.
It's not a time.
Yep. Light begins to just pierce through these small, like arrow slit windows in each of your rooms. And you can see the sun, is shining down on sort of the red baked stone that surrounds Northpoint here. And probably just within hours, the keep is going to start being sweltering hot again as the sun just starts to bake the stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, begrudgingly wake up, get dressed, and try and find some semblance of a breakfast before we set out.
Yeah. I mean, and you kind of like open up the door and look down the hall. People are already up and like moving. You see in the uniforms of Red Point, just moving up and down the halls as people are collecting themselves, for their daily rounds or shifts or whatever they're doing. And you can, ask some directions and they'll point you towards sort of like a break room area. Where you can see there's like a nice little like continental breakfast that's laid out, like coffee, and you see a bunch of the troops are sitting around these tables, chatting with each other. They don't seem to take your presence as odd in any way. They're like, oh yeah, clearly a fighting person, No bullshit here.
Oh yes, that coffee brings me life.
Yeah.
Saya also had a very rough night of sleep because anytime she started to get sleepy and like drift off, it looked and felt like the stars were falling again. So she'd freak out and wake back up.
Oh.
And so it was like that like in and out kind of thing. So she just got up once the sun started to come out, and she's outside. She found like a wooden dummy and is like conditioning her arms and is like punching it.
They're tense. Yeah, and a lot of people doing the same as you. Apparently, Northpoint is just filled with people who also love exercising. It's amazing. Yeah, and like no questions asked. People will just give you the ring as needed. Yeah. What are Farah and Arnadel up to? Isolde is still passed out, and Ravain hasn't like shown up yet to talk to you, so you kind of have some time.
I think Farah just comes out still kind of with like the robe around her shoulders, and she kind of has, for the first time ever, bags under her eyes, even after many nights of drinking. And she, doesn't even look around for everybody to sit with. She just kind of like grabs a shitty muffin and just kind of like stares out a window.
Sad muffin as you look across the desert.
Oh,
big mood.
Kara makes a little breakfast plate to bring up to Isolde, and we'll go and try and leave it on her side table.
Yeah. Isolde is not a pretty sleeper. Like, as you kind of like as you open her bed, her like bedroom door, she's like got an arm like thrown over, and she's like kind of drooling a little bit as she's like snuggled around her pillow, sort of like wheezing.
The blanket is all bunched up right here.
Oh yeah. She's
it's very endearing.
Yeah.
So demure.
Yeah. So you can absolutely leave a plate there. She does not wake up at all as you do so. What is Arnadel up to?
She's probably having some like PTSD with this whole situation.
Yeah.
Like cannot compute. And so she probably, like, I guess she's probably just like in shock and kind of going through the motions on automaton mode.
Yeah.
So she meditated, but I don't know, do elves even dream while they meditate? I thought I read something about how they meditate, and it's more about like memories.
Yeah, maybe they don't dream. I don't know. Do you decide? Does Arnadel dream when she meditates?
No.
Yeah.
It's normal elf shit, but like, I guess like a disruptive like she doesn't fully meditate, like
your thoughts keep wandering off. You just can't, focus on the nice glade and like the quiet wood. It's like other things. Falling stars interrupt it.
Yeah.
A feeling of being watched. Just very strange. Things you can't explain, moving beyond your vision. It's terrifying.
She's reached like ultimate apathetic mode of just like white noise, only responsive when somebody's like, hey. Like, what?
Yeah. And probably like an hour or so after you all wake up, a messenger will run up to all of you with basically a note from Ravane saying, like, still getting resources together for such a long trip. We may not be able to head out of here until tomorrow. Doing the best I can.
Can we help?
And the messenger's like, I can ask. I mean, I don't think so. We're, commissioning barrels of water and food and getting the rotation together, and with the drow situation, and like this kid is sort of like,
yeah, Arnold's mostly just like, this is already limbo. She felt like we just have to do something to not feel like so stuck, and she wants to like take care of this as soon as possible.
Yeah. At any point, do you want to open the bag?
I was just gonna say,
yeah, absolutely.
Out of character, what the fuck is in that bag?
What's in that bag, though? Okay.
Yeah, no, after getting some life and some coffee, and I'll be like, okay, now it's time for presents.
Nice. All right. Do you all want to reconvene?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's our typical brunch o'clock, so I know where to meet them.
Yeah, you can take like a little, table over in like sort of the military like break room / cafe, very like functional sort of mess room, and open this up. So there are 4 items inside. I'm just going to tell you who's for what, so we don't have any accidental things. So, 1, you pull an item out of this bag, and it is a bag of holding in itself. So,
Nice.
your first gift. And the first thing you pull out of the bag is a pair of sais that have been tied together with a ribbon, and these sais are made of mithril. This is for Saye. And you see, as you look at them, these swirling patterns are engraved on their mithril sheen, and they're just the most beautiful weapons you have ever seen.
Oh my god.
Yes. So these are a legendary item named Shumsaran is the set of them, also referred to as the Heavenly Bones or the Tekpi of Coalescence. They're a pair of monk size, so usable as monk weapons. So you get all your damage and your bonus with them. And this is an item, by the way, everybody on our Patreon feed you can get. Not to plug too hard, but
Go check out Patreon.
Go check out our Patreon. $1 a month, get some items. All right, and then the next item to come out of the bag, it looks like a small leather collar, small enough to fit a pseudo dragon, you would think. And like the little buckle that holds it together is just of this like little carved dragon face.
Precious.
Yep.
That's fucking precious.
Mm-hmm. You can tell this item is super magic, but you're not sure what it does just by looking at it.
Well, just put it on him.
Sure. You want to put him on here?
Put it on him. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like, oh, look, you little precious baby here, and I put it on him.
Okay. All right. And as you do so, something happens, and Alistair looks at you like, huh? And then like his body begins to swell, like all of a sudden as he like grows and his like legs elongate, and you see this pair of wings just like sprouts out, like until he becomes a large creature that's now sitting in this mess hall. And people are like, oh my god! Oh, what the hell? And everybody's like, soldiers are, drawing their weapons, like looking around like, what? As this large dragon is now before you. Looks the same as Alistar, with his black and his yellow coloration and the raven wings. And he's just looking at you like,
I'm like, hey, it's fine. This is mine.
He goes,
this is mine.
Mom, what's happening? Mom, oh my god! Can you hear me?
Oh my god!
Oh, oh my god!
I have to compose myself.
I'm a dragon. Mom,
I'm gonna cast levitate and take large. That's like a horse, right? A horse is a large creature.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just like reach up and like unbuckle it.
And as that happens, like his body like swells back down, and he's just like, like glitter,
and
just spewing out both ends.
I pick him up and I hold him, and I'm like, I try to give the like telepathic like feeliness of like, it's okay. We'll do this again later.
Yeah, and all the soldiers are just like, what's happened? Like, is like a half-orc woman is like,
spells.
We good? Or like, what?
No, you're good. The magic, sometimes you can just small miscalculation.
Okay, just no more of that. And she starts putting up tables like that got knocked over by his like giant swelling size.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait to put that shit back on and be like, I have so much to say to you.
Kara is busting up laughing so hard, just like keeled over on the floor, like legs kicking and everything.
Mom.
I want to talk with him so bad.
I know. We have so much to say.
And that's the rest of the episode.
Oh, there we go. So that item is called the Collar of Potential, and I will send you more stats.
What if one of us put that thing on?
I don't know. It's very small.
Oh, okay.
It's like a pinky ring.
Yeah. It's like the size of a hairband.
Alistar's neck's not. Oh yeah, his neck would be that small. He's like got a bird neck.
He's a tiny baby. All right, and then the next item to come out of the bag is a robe for Farah. This robe is like the deep red color of flame.
Ooh.
It kind of shimmers like as you hold it. You can describe what it looks like. It's functionally a robe. How is it cut? What's it look like?
Yeah, I think that it's kind of form-fitting on the arms, and you have that cool finger hole thing going on,
Nice. I love fingy holes.
Yeah,
You look so cool.
It's got great pockets to hold a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And yeah, it just kind of like comes in at the waist, very trim, and just kind of like fans out like a little tail there.
Very cool. This is called the Robe of the Sevenfold Veil. I will give you stats for it later. But you feel very cool when you wear it. For now.
Oh yeah, now I'm wearing 2 robes. Who hasn't felt cool?
Oh my god, why do I keep giving you double things? What? You have a robe already?
Oh no, it's my robe from the castle or whatever.
Oh, I see. Over your bathrobe. I was like, you got a magic. Okay. All right. And then the final item to come out of this bag, you see a large shield carved in the Dwarven style. And then as you look at the shield, it just seems like a very well-made shield at first. And as you kind of like turn it and flip it over, you see that there are a bunch of runes inside. And at first they look like carvings, but then you realize that they're little buttons. And you see the runes all stand for something different. Oh shoot, did I close the page? Anyway, you see a bunch of symbols on there. It says like poison, lightning, fire, ice, like basically all of the elements on this shield. Currently, none of them are pressed. Do you want to press one?
What happens if you press them all?
Yeah, she'll press the lightning one.
Sure. As you do so, you press it in, and the shield begins to crackle with electricity. And you can kind of like, as you hold it, you feel like a static charge there. But the edge of the shield just glimmers with this electric power.
You see her eyes get really big, and she's like, "Oh, that's fucking cool."
Yes. And these are the items that were in the bag.
Thanks, Tsarina.
So sick.
Wherever you are. That was the best present I've ever gotten. Well, I don't know what it
Yeah, I
is yet,
started
but it looks
reading all
really
the
cool.
details and stats of my Sharon,
Yep.
and my jaw dropped.
Mm-hmm. All of these are pretty
robe.
cool. Yeah, as a general breakdown, so the collar potential will basically allow Alistar to transform into a large creature and get a bunch of cool dragon stuff for a minute at a time. Then the Robe of the Sevenfold Veil, currently it's in the red state. Every time you use it, you gain another color, and this robe will allow you to put up auras as reactions. Red will give you resistance to fire damage, so on and so on through the different kinds, with some extra fun abilities thrown in there. The Shield of Resistance, basically every time you take a long rest, you can choose what the shield will give you resistance to, and you just have resistance to that damage type. Yeah.
I got a rainbow robe. I'm so excited.
So he can talk because he has like dragon.
Mm-hmm. He has like dragon stats for a time, so he's got the intelligence of a dragon. He's large, so you can ride him. He has a breath weapon.
Oh my god.
Is it glitter? Is it weaponized glitter?
It is
Spark
a glitter.
glitter.
It is a glitter weapon.
Oh god.
Glitter bomb.
Yeah.
Our enemies will just stop and they'll be like, this will never come out.
Except that glitter bomb is going to, at dragon size, act like fucking buckshot.
Yeah. Glitter on your face.
A million glitter cuts.
Oh man. I said buckshot, not birdshot. They're gonna be Swiss cheese.
Hell
Why
yeah.
is Glitter Cuts a great band name? I don't know.
Ooh,
would
yes,
listen
it
to that
is.
name.
A punk
Glitter
girl
cut.
band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So, and you are all going to be left to your own for a few hours here before Ravane is going to reach back out. Anything you would like to be doing in this time specifically?
Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to fucking Alistar Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you kidding? That is all I've ever. If Arnidal ever had a dream, that's what it would be about.
Hell yeah. So the collar can only allow him to transfer 1 minute at a time, and you only get 3 charges that reset at dawn. So you can have 3 minutes to talk to your baby. Oh, 2 minutes now because you've used it once.
I would love to use this as like some canon situation. So the feat that I chose is telekinesis, which
Very cool.
basically is, remember the great old one thing where I could talk to anything that had I don't even think it needed to share a language, but with telekinesis, I can actually like communicate.
Wait, is telekinesis the lifting?
Telepathy.
Yeah, I was
telepathy.
Like, that's like when you
Like-
lift shit with your mind.
Sorry, telepathy. Wait, does
Cool.
it have to share a language? I don't think you have to like. You can just communicate telepathically. I think is the feat, right?
Why don't you look that up and let me know.
And I was gonna say that could be my like story thing with this like collar and just be like, oh my god, we can talk now.
Baby, you can talk.
Yeah, let me look. I don't know where to find feats.
Yeah.
There it is.
What are the rest of you getting up to?
I want to attune to my weapons.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It'll take you 1 hour to do so.
Yeah.
Mm.
She's like trying to spin them and do cool tricks with them, and she'll drop it every now and then. Come on, saw you. And, yeah.
Yeah. All of these except the collar are attunement. So you'll have to attune to the robe and the shield.
Okay, cool. Then I will spend time attuning to my shield.
Cool. Is sit and stare at your presents for an hour.
Yeah.
Yay!
Like
Just sit in my robe, really excited in a chair.
like Christmas morning. Oh my god.
Yeah. What are you gonna do with your shield?
Wow, what are you oh my gosh. So good. Yeah. Sorry, Britt, did you find the telepathy thing? Okay.
Oh my god, yes. Okay, I'm so excited. So just double checked that pseudo dragons can understand common
Mhm.
and draconic, but they can't speak it. Now, with my telepathy feat, he can speak back to me telepathically.
Very cool.
Oh my God. So I'm just going to wrap that feet up right up into this collar and be like, it unlocked the ability to talk to us, to each other. So yeah, I'll start. You guys are going to see me sitting there, like not speaking, but like or actually
just
I probably would
lovingly.
I probably would speak to him. Yeah. I'll speak out loud, and then I'll just like look and you just see like a myriad of expressions change on my face. And he's just bobbing his little head and just like fluttering and shit. We're just having a grand old time.
Oh, so much to catch up on.
Arnadel hasn't been this like excitable in a hot fucking minute.
Yeah.
Venture Maidens, wholesome as hell.
Yeah,
sometimes.
So
sometimes we have our ups and downs. And it's probably around this point that you all are, sitting attuned to stuff that Isolde like kind of shuffles in to the cafeteria space. She's run like a comb through her hair, but she just, pours a giant cup of coffee and kind of wanders towards you all. Hot mess. She's like, well, have you heard from Mervain yet?
Wait tomorrow.
Yeah, they're trying to get stuff together and resources and all that. So it looks like we'll be heading out tomorrow, which I think will be the best of being out in the desert if we travel by night.
Yeah. Well, I talked to Mervain a bit yesterday in between everything that was happening. If you all are comfortable playing this one on your own, I might return to the keep and update Kristoff on everything that's happening. If Rem does have this avatar, she could potentially be priming to attack the Elysium Keep. We have to consider that as a possibility.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we're as ready as we're gonna be to go off and fulfill our destiny. It's gonna be nerve-wracking no matter what. So if that's what you feel you need to do, then sure.
The Cronus Desert is awful to cross, and magic there is strange. The sands themselves, they say, are from a dead titan who had something to do with time. And time there is strange and can affect travelers. And
is it any different than the Feywilds?
Yes, it is still part of the material plane, but there are almost these shifting storms that come. You can find yourself in one moment just fallen back into the past 50 years, and it will pass, and then you might be thrown into the future, or something might change about the present. It's very dangerous, but if there's anyone who can get you to the mountain safely, it's going to be Mervain.
I'm glad you gave that description, because I was about to ask if you've ever tried mescaline.
What?
I was making a joke.
Yeah.
That was a weird, stupid joke. Remember, Arnadel did deal fucking drugs in college, apparently.
Arnadel's like,
She's like, this sounds familiar.
Oh,
different. Okay, you mean actually go back in time 15 years, not just like think you are.
Yes. Arnadel, a message came for you, by the way.
Yes.
And she kind of like folds like a letter over to you. It's from the keep.
Oh, this better not be from Aaron, because we have that message spell.
You look over, you flip it over, it's like Aaron.
Oh, did he forget that we can send the clasp? Doesn't that let us like message each other?
Yeah.
She's just like, okay. She's like, this is very formal. Looks at it, almost like insulted. And what does it say?
Yeah. So as you open it up, it says, Arnadel, Mila is gone. Someone matching Rem description picked her up.
Yeah,
Almost.
that's what I fucking thought. Yeah. So she's gonna, instead of writing a letter back, send message spell via clasp.
Mm-hmm. You have 25 words. Like what are you saying?
What the fuck?
Told you so.
1, 2, 3.
Wait, didn't we send a thanks to Aaron saying like, "Hey, little girl came by, check on your sister"?
You talked about it,
but I didn't. Okay, so I'll
well, you told him to go check on her before all of this happened.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. So I'll say I thought I did. What? WTF is one word, or
that's
WTF is 3 letters.
1 word, sure.
Okay. WTF. How would we say this? Library excursion sabotaged. Found to be from little girl. That's 10.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly Mila.
You have 13 more words if you want to use them.
Worried about your sister. Hope she's okay. Do I have 2 more words left?
You have 7 more words left.
Fuck Rem.
Fuck. Okay. Still 4 more
Fuck
words.
Fuck Rem. Love you, boo.
Love you, boo. There you go.
Love you. XOXO. Or no, I won't say that because it's like that's like a dire message. Just kidding. Love you. I do actually. Yeah, love you for sure. Mm-hmm. Hope you're okay. That's 4. Yeah. Love you. Hope you're okay.
He responds, can't find her anywhere. Still looking. Stay safe. Good to know she might be alive.
Ugh.
Mila, not Rem.
Yeah. Well, that's implied.
Yeah, no, that's what I was like, ugh, that's a sickening thought to be thinking that your younger sister might be dead. Like, that's terrible.
Yeah. We'll contact you when I know more. Love you.
He knows we're going into the desert, right?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if Zold has like gotten this message somehow, she's had some kind of contact, obviously.
Yeah, and she'll go back and probably update everyone. So
yeah, so we'll be on standby.
Yeah. And Zold looks at you sympathetically.
Yeah. I guess she probably wouldn't know so I share what was discussed just now. I feel like whenever you're sending a mental message, you're just kind of like staring up at the wall.
Staring into the universe.
Yeah, like
sitting
counting.
there.
Counting on your fingers.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's impossible. Well, I don't know if you shared this revelation with us that Mila's missing. Okay. Well, I'm sure it's possible that Rem isn't even on this plane right now, but is there any kind of scrying spell thing you can do to try and, I don't know, connect with Mila's energy and find out where she might be if she is alive?
I think she was protected from magical scrying because, I mean, that's probably part of the protection she was under from the Sisters of Sorrow.
That was part of the protection Rem made sure she had.
Yeah.
As Zold chimes in.
Yeah. I remember that whenever they decided to like dip out. Remember when Aaron bamfed out because it got too hot to handle?
Yeah. Okay. Well, chances are she's still alive. She's clearly got some kind of important power that Rem needs. So
she's Oracle, isn't she?
He's a seer, yeah.
A seer.
And Isolde will kind of listen to you all, and Mila and Rem were always very close. Rem was also very close with Aaron. They were sort of her, I don't know, I guess the closest you could get to children for Rem. I'm sure if Mila is with her, at least she isn't harming her.
Yeah, I don't think Rem would harm a kid.
Do we know what the fuck Rem's goal with all of this is? What her like ultimatum is? Or not ultimatum, what's her like main objective? Because now I'm like, well, if you kill Nerul, kind of an asshole god, and you're gonna take, let's say that she takes over his thing, like, okay, is that bad? She's done some shady shit to like achieve some objective, but it might not be the worst objective.
I think I remember, was it Rana who was saying that, you know, Rem isn't some like person with completely without ethics or morals.
Yeah.
If she's doing all of this, it's probably for a good reason. And
that's the yeah,
you know,
we're just chasing her. Like, we don't even know why the fuck we're chasing her, other than like the Sisters of Sorrow, like, you have to fix this. But we're like, wait, is it worth fixing? Like, maybe this will be better.
Well, I mean, for Card, personally, Morden personally told her, you need to fix this, otherwise the whole world will end. So,
okay,
Kara's like, we're doing, that's a good reason.
It's so
pretty
vague,
good fucking
though.
reason, yeah.
I feel like there's more to it. Arnadale's starting to question shit. She's like,
no, for sure, there's totally more to it.
Well, Isolde will like kind of listen, you know, if you're bandying these ideas about, she's like, I honestly don't know where she would go from here. Why kill a god?
There's probably a lot of reasons to kill a god. Like, if you're searching ultimate power and you kill her uncle?
For how old Rem is, who knows what kind of complicated relationship she has with the gods. Like,
what if it's like bandit rules? You take out the leader bandit, you get to take the throne, you know? Like,
Rem always resented her father and what he stood for. I don't think she would be craving Nerul's power. I'm not even sure if it works like that. I mean, perhaps the domain is gone now. If I knew any clerics of death, I would ask. Who knows if they even still have power at all? Perhaps they were cut off in a way more serious than all of us.
About that.
I mean, something to be said. Nerul is an evil god by all measures and standards. There are other gods that rule over death, so it's not like she's putting an end to that.
Oh, and Kara would relay at this time, since we're all talking about it anyways, about more of the main gist about what the sisters talk about and how the death of Nerul affected them and stuff. So she would relay that. So the sisters themselves said that they weren't too adversely affected, and that's why two of them were going to go help the gods whose domains are in death. So their worshippers and devotees are probably not great either.
I mean, with that in mind, this is the first time this has ever happened. A god has never been killed before. Even Rem couldn't have known what exactly was going to happen. So perhaps she's, I don't know, with everything that did happen, I mean, she certainly hasn't turned herself in. We still don't know where the Avatar is, so there's more to happen, right? On whatever this is, but I don't know. And Isolde, like, looks sadly into her cup of coffee.
Well, I think that our next step is to pursue and find out more information, because at this point, clearly we can't make any decisions about who we should be supporting and what the big move's going to be. So,
oh
just
no,
gotta
I
move
don't want
forward.
to imply that I was supporting Rem at all. Like I just.
Oh yeah,
want
no,
some
yeah, for
clarity.
sure.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do understand that. I don't know how this is all going to, I don't know, shake out, but I hope all of you know that I do value all of you, and I want nothing more than this world to stay together. I think you all are remarkable, and our hopes rest with all of you, and it's not misplaced. I've seen what you all can do, and if there's anyone I would want batting for me at this point, it's all of you. So thank you. I know you don't hear it often enough.
That means a lot coming from you, and I think you know that we respect you among, you know, our own gods. You've done so much for the sisters, for the people under your guidance, and I know it's not easy having to fight someone you once loved. I can't imagine the position you've been put in, and you've been so strong throughout this whole ordeal. I just thank you for being yourself and showing us the strength that you have, and you should absolutely go back and keep the home front strong too, because they need you. And you've taught us a lot, so take care of yourself.
Yeah, she like grips around her mug and is like looking down and clearly doing the thing where she's like squinting a little bit and, you know, trying not to cry.
Hug unit.
Hug unit engage.
Yeah, and you all do that hug unit. And eventually, you know, over the course of the day, she gathers up her stuff, and eventually she leaves you all and teleports back to the Elysium Keep.
Before she leaves,
yes,
Kara would make a point to tell her that I wish you were coming across the desert with us, but I understand you having to go.
I would rather not be preparing our home for war. So I think I'd rather be out there with you all too. But that's a nice sentiment.
Give them hell for me. Whatever comes.
I certainly will do that, if nothing else. If it's the last thing I do, even. In fact, it may be the last thing I do, but who knows? Doom and gloom.
Kara very like meekly, kind of like shyly smiles, like she tries to like hide it under her toss of like red curls, and like bandies off.
This all like gives you a look as you go, like she's maybe realizing something, and then kind of like turns away to the circle. All right. And basically for the rest of the day, you kind of drift around and like entertain yourselves before finally like Ravane finds you all, and he's carrying some stacks of parchment and everything, and he kind of like ushers you to a table and like lays out this map of the Kronos Desert before you, and you see like a path has been charted towards the Vale, and lists of provisions are ready to go, and this whole band of companions that are getting together to carry you across the desert sands.
Ooh.
And that's where we're going to end for today. Before we get into some real time shit. Chrono Trigger shit next time. Thank you, everybody, so much. I know so many feelings. Sorry.
Good feeling.
This great big world that we gotta save.
We just gotta save the world. You feel pressure yet? I don't know.
It's getting real bleak. I feel like in a way we're starting to say goodbyes.
No, we're not.
No.
I also feel very much like you're about to drop some Aaron shit. I'm listening to fucking Isolde and I'm like, huh.
Well, who knows? I don't. I've just been your DM, Celeste Conowitch.
Excuse me. I am your skeptical, questioning, inquisitive Moon Elf Warlock Arnadilla, played by Brittany.
And I am Katie playing Fair Valen, your newly nervous tiefling.
So sorry.
Sorcerer. I'm so nervous all the time now.
And I, Nassim, am your paranoid human monk, Cyanor.
I'm sorry I've broken you all.
This is fine.
And I'm Sage, and I have been your bashful barbarian, Cara Brynhilda.
Oh my gosh. Well, everybody, get your big boy pants on, because it's just going to be bananas from here. Thank you,
Big girl pants.
Big
ready.
girl pants. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning into this episode. If you like what we do, please consider giving us a follow right here on Twitch. It's that button up on the right, or subscribe. That would be amazing. We do a lot of shows here and are always looking to expand the channel. We're going to be back on Friday with the 3rd episode of Dragon Age RPG, DM'd by Sage, featuring a fantastic crew. So please be back here Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific for that. And then Nassim is going to be back with her Twitter video game streams on Sunday, 7 p.m.-ish Pacific. If you really, really like what we do, we would super appreciate you all checking out our Patreon. There are a bunch of cool things available there, including now over 35 bonus episodes of content that you can listen to as a podcast. There are also a bunch of items there. All the items given out in game tonight are going to be posted there, so you can actually grab them and use them in your own games at home. So check it out. But with all of that taken care of, you know what you should do until next time? Venture away! Venture away!
Get out of here.
Everybody,
Get gone.
Get out! Go home! Go, goodbye!